Today is yet another day. I'm so happy I'm back here. Today I almost not made it. Welcome to the live, guys. And as you can see from today's topic, we are talking about it's kind of like a conversation. Would you date an older person? So that's our topic for today. So I'm waiting to get some people in here. So in case you join, just say hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. My name is Wamboi. I was born and raised in Kenya, and in this channel I am intending to like grow a community of people who are intentional. Like, we just get to have some fun and have a conversation. So guys, when you join the live, let me know where are you watching me from. Kindly like and subscribe, okay? Kindly like and subscribe, okay? So as we wait for some people in here, I would like to know where are you watching me from. Yeah, welcome to the live. Diamas, hey, She-Town in the house. Good morning, Diamas. How are you doing? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for always coming back. Thank you for always coming back. So we are waiting to get some people in here. So guys, when you join, kindly like and subscribe. And if this is your first time ever seeing me, my name is Wamboi. I was born and raised here in Kenya. So feel free to ask me any personal question that you would like to know about me. Yeah, and as you can see from the topic, we are talking about would you date an older person? So that's the topic of the day. And as you know, guys, before we get there, we normally just kind of like have some fun in here. So we are gonna have some fun knowing where you're from, where you are at the moment. Diamas, I'm good. How are you? I have to come back, especially today, since I'm someone older. Hint, hint. Oh my gosh, welcome to the live. I think you're in the right place. You're gonna have I don't want to say that you're gonna have so much fun, but we are gonna get to see people's perspectives in here, which is really nice. Okay. Oh, Dottie, welcome to the live. Good morning, Dottie. Hi, Wamboi. Hi, Divas. Hi, how are you doing? Good morning. How was your night? Okay, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm waiting to get some people in here, and today we are talking about would you date an older person? Okay, that's the question we're asking themselves. And I'm gonna, of course, as usual, I'm gonna be vulnerable and honest with you guys. So if you wanna know my perspective, let's go. Dottie D, I'm good. How are you? I am doing good. I am doing good. Just, yeah, life is lifing. Things are happening. Part of life, and we are moving on. How are you doing, Dottie? How are you doing? How are you doing? What's the weather where you are at right now? What is the weather where you are? Welcome to the live, guys. When you join the live, kindly like and subscribe. My name is Wamboi. I was born and raised in Kenya. So when you join the live, kindly like and subscribe. Today we are gonna be talking about would you date an older person? And I'm gonna be honest, as usual. Of course, you know I get real vulnerable with you guys. So I'm gonna be honest. Would I date an older person, or have I ever dated an older person, or am I dating an older person, guys? So guys, kindly, I can see we are getting some people in here. When you join, kindly like and subscribe. Like, so that YouTube can be able to share this. We are talking about would you date an older person, okay? And I'm gonna be vulnerable with myself. Of course, guys, you can see I'm young, okay? I'm young, and I'm gonna share, would I date an older person, or am I dating an older person, or yeah, what are my thoughts? Okay, we're also gonna get into when you date an older person, are you after their money, or is when a younger person is dating an older person, is it always about money, or it can sometimes be about love? Oh, son, Q2B, welcome stream, welcome, son. Where are you from? Hello, director. Hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, any part of the world. How are you guys doing? Kindly like and subscribe to my channel. So we are talking about would you date an older person? So that's the topic of the day. We are waiting to get some people in here. Okay, Diamas, how old is your man? We are gonna get into that. Okay, but that's why I need you guys to like so that I can be able to get some people in here. Okay. Sun says best audition. Really? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I think it's just good for us to start. And I'm posing the question to you guys. Would you date an older person? Okay, let me type your answers. Type your answers. Would you date an older person? So that's the first question. And when we answer that, I'm gonna get vulnerable. Would I date an older person? Okay. And I think first of all, would you date an older person? Let the answer be yes or no, and then we're gonna get into the explanation. Yeah. So, dating older people or dating people who you have age gap, let's say 5 years, I think 5, 10 years is actually normal. But for some people, when it gets past 10 years, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, people have a real problem with it. But what I'm going to say is like, for example, in African countries, okay, in African countries, way before, okay, women used to get married to older men, and it was actually the norm. Like, actually, you didn't even get to choose this man, okay? Somebody chose this man, an older man for you. Like, the moment you're born, somebody identifies a man for you, an older man for you, and they bring some goats, cows to your parents' place, and that's how you're gone, okay? But why are we demonizing dating older people right now? Okay, we are about to get into that. So, hey, one boy, Team Rocket is here, and hopefully my keyboard won't mess up. Oh my, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here, Scon. Thank you so much for always giving me a chance. San Q2B, dear friend, you education college students. Uh-huh. Oh, are you asking me if I'm an education college student? No, no, I'm actually a graduate from Moi University, main campus. D. Hubby is a few years older than me, but I would have gone much older for him. Oh, really? Really? So definitely Dottie says, Dottie, you would date an older person. That's what you're saying. Would you date an older person? That's the question. San Q2B, radio to internet. Yay! Diamonds. I'll date someone younger, but I'm not dating someone older. Too creepy. Why? Okay, let me give you my opinion. Me personally, I would date somebody older, like without even thinking twice. Okay, because for me, it's all about their, it's all about who they are, their personality, and no, like for no, I wouldn't say it's creepy. Why do you think it's creepy to date an older person, Timers? Okay, why do you think it's creepy to date an older person? Scones takes two. There are four of us. I would date older. Robin will not. Edgar and Richard would. Oh, so Edgar and Richard would date an older person. Um, I would date an older person. Robin will. Okay. So let me know what is the reason. So I think many people are agreeing that they would date an older person, but there are some people who are saying that they would not date an older person. Okay. Let's first of all deal with the ones that can, and I'm part of the ones that I can date an older person. Okay. So let's get into it. Why would you date an older person? So we are actually writing up our thoughts, and then I'll come and become real vulnerable, telling you about my own experience. Okay. Uh-huh. So let me know, why would you date an older person, or why would you not date an older person? So personally, the reason why I would date an older person, or the reason why I date older people, it's like I feel like they're more mature. Like, you know, sometimes you're dealing with your fellow 20-year-old, and it's like they don't even have a clue. You guys, in case you even mess up and you get pregnant, you guys are stuck. Okay, I feel like when I'm dating somebody who is 20-year-old, we are just kids. Okay, but when I'm dating somebody who is older, I can trust them to make like some of the decisions for me, because elder people tend to see far than the younger people. So that's just my opinion. Like, one of the reasons why I date older people and I would date an older person is because, like, I feel like with an older person I get that aspect of maturity. Okay, they come with their own like maturity, and that's what I want in a man. Okay, I want a mature person. So that's one of my reasons why I would date an older person. I like the maturity that I get with older men. With young men my age, it's like we are in the same mindset, and that's really annoying. Okay, the other thing is, like, in case like we mess up and let's say I end up pregnant, I'm pregnant for a 20-year-old, okay, who is yet to explore. But when I get pregnant for a 50-year-old or a 60-year-old or 70 or 80-year-old, how creepy can it get? If I get pregnant for an 80-year-old, 70-year-old, 60-year-old, 50-year-old, it's like these people, they just want their children. But for a 20-year-old, then we have to start chasing each other around, like, oh, custody and all of this type of stuff. So first of all, the reason why I date older men is like the maturity, okay, maturity, and also there's a lot of, like, the older people not know what they are doing. When I date a 20-year-old like me, I feel like there's a lot of risk around, like, certainty, okay. Let me read yours, guys. Scones Tetsu says, and welcome to the live, guys. My name is Womboy, okay? Kindly like and subscribe to this live, okay? Scone Tetsu says, there are 4 of us. Okay. Scone again says, Richard, he would date younger, not older, but he's okay with such relationships. Okay. Okay, so he would date a younger person, but he would never date an older person. But why? Like, personally, I gave my reason why I would date an older person is because with the older people, I get a lot of maturity. While with people my age, 20 years like me, there's no maturity and there's no security. Dimas, being old doesn't make you mature, but being young does tend to make you less mature. Yeah, no, you can find a 60-year-old with a 15-year-old brain, okay? You can, because maturity is not about, like, it's not about how many years, but when you're young, okay, you know, people who are 60-year-olds and immature, or like 70-year-old and immature, they choose to be immature, okay? But most people, they just come, even with the immaturity, they come with like this security, this much, it just attached to them, okay? This an aspect that you can never take away from them, an experience. They have experience in life, okay? They tend to be more cautious, they tend to be, yeah. So I feel like even though like age doesn't make you to be mature, it kind of like gives you some maturity. D, old and young can be mature or immature, but let's be honest, usually with age comes wisdom. Yeah, and okay, good, definitely. You just said what I wanted to say. Like, yeah, with you have the wisdom. It doesn't make you mature, but I think the word that I was looking for is wisdom. Okay, older people tend to have like a lot of wisdom, and when you're dating this person, they have this wisdom, so you're kind of like, you can be immature and be safe because there's somebody who is out there looking out for you genuinely, okay? So there are people who are okay with like people dating older people, or people dating older women dating younger men than them, older men dating younger women than them. Some people are okay with that, okay? But it gets creepy when these people have a child, okay? So some people are okay with like dating older people, but they're not okay with like these people having children with each other, okay? Do you think, like, let's say a 70-year-old impregnates a 20-year-old and they're married or they're in a relationship, do you think that's creepy? Okay, would you have, okay, so most of you say that you would get married to an older person, but would you have a child with them? That's also a good question. Robin's boyfriend is 10 years. Robin's boyfriend is 10 years older than she, and she likes that. He has life together. He's not trying to figure things out. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I actually resonate with that, Scott. Like when you're dating an older person, okay, it's either they got it or they don't, okay? It's not like they're trying to figure out life. So for example, like me in my 20s, okay, I'm trying to figure out life. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and the last thing I want is to have two people who are trying to figure out life. I don't believe in starting from scratch with anyone. No, I just believe I'm supposed to join, okay? I want to find my man. He's already figured out stuff, okay? I just need to join, because sometimes you start from scratch with somebody and then along the way they find another person. I just don't want to build with anyone. That's another reason why I like older men. I don't want to build with anyone. I just want to join, okay? That's me. I just want to join. So what Robin said, that like she likes it because he's not trying to figure things out. Yeah, I like that because I don't want to figure things out with anyone, okay? Scon says Edgar is siding with Diamas. He said it would be creepy touching an old woman. Robbie hate it, bro. Would it be creepy to touch an old woman? Okay, men in the chat, if you've ever dated an older woman, let's say you're in your 30s or 20s and you've dated a woman in their 60s, 70s, is it creepy? Do you think it's creepy? Let me know, okay? We are just getting started, guys. We are getting started. Kindly like and subscribe to the chat. .ed+1. Context 2, and this is true with most people. As you get older, you get your life together, yeah. Romaine Simpson, Q9J5D. Oh, Jamaica. Welcome, my Jamaican friend. How are you doing? How are you doing? Abel Production. It's weird, not creepy. Okay, is it weird? But it's just the same. Like, let's say even if you're making love, this person is like, it's the same like the 20-year-old. Where is the difference? Okay? So me personally, I have told you guys, I don't want to start from scratch with anyone. I just want somebody who have things figured out. I am not trying to come and start building with you, okay, struggling, okay? I just want a man who have it figured out. That is just me, okay? So Abel Production says it's weird, not creepy. So it's weird to sleep with a 70-year-old or a 60-year-old. It's weird but not creepy, okay? But I'm just assuming it's just the same like having a 20-year-old. It's just like they have some loose skin, which is good. The flap the flap okay, like it's just okay, like it's just that they have some loose skin, okay? Is it weird to sleep with a 70-year-old? I don't think so. But because like on the other perspective, men don't get old real quick, okay? Men don't get old quickly, so a 70-year-old is just okay. But I just keep wondering the other way around. A man like 20-year-old sleeping with a 60-year-old. I keep wondering, how is it like? Who wants to talk real life? Who wants to tell us something? Because I'm about to be honest, okay? Context too. I like a woman who knows who she is. And if you love someone who cares about the body, and if you love someone who cares about the body, so does this mean that you like somebody older, Scon? Okay, because you say you like a woman who knows who she is. Okay, and most 20-year-olds, I'm sorry, but most of us are just trying to figure out our hormones, periods, and all of this type of stuff. You're trying to figure out. Abel Production. It's not creepy because it's same human being, but the idea of that huge age gap is kind of weird. No, but you know what, Abel? I think the society is the one that makes us feel like it's weird. Okay, no, as far as it's just this. It's the same, like, it's just the same. Okay, the society is the one that is making you feel like sleeping with a 70-year-old is weird. It's not weird. It's just the same way that you would sleep with somebody your age, okay? I think the society have made it look so weird. Like, when right now, if I'm a confess to you that, like, let's say I'm dating somebody who is 50 years older than me, you guys are gonna judge me. So I don't know if okay, most people like to judge others, okay? And most people don't judge when older men date younger women. They judge when older women date younger men, okay? That's where the society have a problem. Who says, I wouldn't mind a mama, okay? What would you be interested in this lady that you are interested to pursue? What would you be interested in? The money? Would you be interested in money? Or do you just want an old woman with nothing? Or you want an old woman with everything figured out? Context too. I don't look at age when I date. When I don't look at age when I date, but older women do usually know themselves. But I usually date in my own age group. But I'm not against the other. Yeah, one of the benefits of like dating an older woman, you get somebody who is not dealing with periods. So I think you get access to their body continuously. They don't have they have already gone through the menopause stuff. So you don't have to deal with periods. You don't have to deal with moods. Oh, maybe there's moods. I don't know, but like, of course, they know their body very well. And then you don't have to worry about impregnating them and all this type of stuff. So I think that's a plus for men, okay? .ed, too many people are focused on the physical side of a relationship. Yeah, and that's the saddest part, okay? So the other reason why I date older men, or I would date older men, is because, okay, it's not even about the physical part, okay? Emotionally, an older man satisfies me emotionally, because this is somebody who understands me. This is somebody who loves me for who I am, and then I get to feel like a baby. Especially some of us who have father's wound. Let's say you had a father, but you didn't feel satisfied. Like, getting yourself an older man makes you feel uh, getting an older man makes you feel like you get that father's love all over again. Of course, it's your partner, but you get yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. And welcome, guys, to the live. When you join the live, kindly like and subscribe. My name is Womboy. Okay, I was born and raised in Kenya. Abel Production. I think love will justify it, but society will. I I think love will justify it, but society will this you are selling yourself. Yeah, society just keep telling people who are selling themselves. And I don't have a problem with selling myself. If dating an older person is selling myself, then let it be. Let it be, because okay, if I date a broke person and I end up getting pregnant, you guys are gonna be judging me. And I date an older person, you guys still wanna judge me. Okay? So I feel like the society just keeps like adjusting the things to fit what they want, especially because we come from a patriarchal society. Most of the time when it's a woman dating a younger man, then there's no problem. When it's a woman like me in my 20s dating somebody in their 60s, then I'm all about their money, which I don't see any problem. I'm there for stability, okay? I don't want a man who is trying to figure life out. I want somebody who have things figured out, okay? Diama says, sex is an important part of a relationship, and if you can't be intimate with your mate, you can't last. I think there's so many ways to be intimate, Diamas, okay? Because most of us, we just think that like intimacy is all about penetration, but it's not. You can be intimate emotionally. There's other ways, okay? There's other ways that you can be intimate with somebody. You can even masturbate with your partner, okay? There's so many ways to be intimate, Diamas. Okay, don't get me started, Diamas. You can be intimate. Rather Bill Mayoyo, where are the drugs at? I don't know. I don't take drugs. I'm not drugs. This is just real life, the hard conversation, guys. Abel Production. Love will justify everything, but it could be hard with that age gap, but not possible. Okay. Okay, it's hard. Okay, it's hard, but you as a person, you're the one who's gonna decide, like, I'm in this relationship, okay, I'm dating this 70-year-old, and you just decide and you keep going, because first of all, people will want you to date. First of all, like, people will not want you to date the 70-year-old, okay? But when you date a 20-year-old and you end up ruining your life, then that's okay. For me, it's not okay, okay? It's not okay. Like, I would rather be judged by the society. I would rather be ostracized by my family and have security in life. Yeah. Context says, Rich said, there's nothing wrong with giving a woman stability, but a woman shouldn't be giving a man stability. Okay? But unfortunately, it's happening, okay? So do you guys believe like younger women are with older men for money? Because I would like to know you guys' perspective, because me personally, I don't have a problem with a woman who wants to be with a man for money. Because the thing is, that's just being genuine. This man, okay, the 70-year-old who is trying to date a 20-year-old, they're getting something in return. You know what they're getting? They're getting sex, they're getting time, they're getting energy, okay? I don't have a problem with an 80-year-old, with a 20-year-old, but the 70-year-old need to have things figured out. You're not gonna go all ancestor 90-year-old and you're still trying to date somebody who is trying to figure things out. No, I'm sorry, but no. Justus Momo, hello. Hi, hello, how are you doing? If this is your first time ever seeing me, my name is Womboy, and we are talking about, would you date an older person? Let me know. So here we're just having real life conversations, the hard conversation, and personally I say I can date an older person, and I have dated older people, and I will continuously do, because I refuse to be told by the society who I can date or who I cannot date, okay? So when you join the live, kindly like and subscribe, and kindly just chat your opinion, okay? I'm gonna read all of them. Diamonds, like what? Intimate is intimate. It's physical. I get love and stuff. But if you're not getting freaky, you're just friend. You can be freaky with somebody without even penetration, okay? You can masturbate, you can do all this type of stuff. It's not all about penetration. And when you masturbate together, it can also happen, okay? It's gonna last. It's gonna last. And also, there's so many ways that you guys can be intimate. So, Diamonds, do you believe that like 17-year-olds cannot be intimate, or they don't have the ability to get intimate? They do. I think they do. Abel, love is not transaction. If there's something he wants from you but not you, it's a problem. Yeah, love, I'm sorry, but like it's a transaction, okay? Abel, you're always giving something, willingly or not. Your time, your energy, your money at some point, okay? You get to be there for this person emotionally. We like to say that love is not transactional, but it is transactional, okay? That's just it, but we don't want to admit love is transactional. I don't care if you date a 20-year-old like you, but love is transactional. You can't just come there and say like I just bring love to the relationship. No, it doesn't work like that. You bring love, it doesn't work, okay? Somebody needs money, kids needs to go to school, the rent needs to be paid, okay? It's not all about love and sex the whole day. So I think love is transactional. OG Simpson, welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, OG. He says yes, he would date an older person. Why would you date an older person, OG? Contact Sue, Edgar Diamas, .ed. You're both right and wrong. There's no relationship without sex, but there's more to a relationship than just sex. Yeah, I believe you can have a relationship with somebody without having sex with them, because there's so many other ways that you can be intimate. Okay, there's so many other ways that you can be intimate with them. Okay, it's not all about like penetration, and that's the problem with us, with most 20-year-olds, especially because you have this high libido, and if you just think like sex is all about the penetration, then that's a problem. Max Stark, yes, you are 100% right. So Max, you said like you would date an older person. Let me know, why would you date an older person? Max says hi. Max, okay, not Mark. Mark says hi. And also, let's also continue with like saying our location. Where are you watching me from? This is your first time ever seeing me. My name is Wamboy, okay? And out here we just get real and raw. Contact too. Robin, what's wrong with a woman? What's wrong with a woman wanted a man that can provide for her? That's the question, okay? I'm saying that love is transactional, marriage is transactional, okay? And that's why there's marriage contract. Okay, it's you get to give each other time, you get to give each other the energy, you know. So I feel like it's transactional. And like Robin asked, what's wrong with a woman wanting a man that is who can financially secure a woman? Because I believe in a marriage, okay, the woman should get love, she should get the stability, and should get the protection, okay? So if you cannot give the three, okay, you cannot give me the love, the money, the protection, I don't want to be with you, I'm sorry, okay? Skontetsu says, and guys, if you're joining the live, my name is Wamboy. Kindly like and subscribe. And here we're just getting raw. The topic is, would you date an older person, okay? And I'm saying yes, I date older people, and at this point where I am right now, I prefer older people, okay? I prefer older people. So let's continue, okay? Rocks Traders, hi, how are you doing? How are you doing? No, I'm not awkward with older girls. Okay, and that's okay. Why are you not okay with dating older people? So Rex Traders, hi, how are you doing? Would you date an older person, or have you ever dated an older person? So let's get some real life experiences. Let me know. Okay, comment your stuff. Have you ever dated an older person? Okay, yeah. And I think I'm gonna start, okay? Dating an older person for me feels like it just feels like what I've always looked for in younger people, okay? Like the older person comes with like love. They kind of like treat you like a baby. which I like, okay? Which I like. So that's why I'm saying, me personally, my experience with dating an older person is like the best that I would ever ask for, okay? Mark Stark asked me, where are you from, Miss? I'm from Kenya. Where are you from, Max? I am from Kenya. I was born and raised in Kenya. Kenya is in Africa, okay? So me personally, like when I'm dating an older person, I kind of like feel secured emotionally, financially, physically, and also protected. Okay, and also in an older person, especially if like you kind of like you get that, you kind of like feel like they're giving you some fatherly love. I don't know if I'm just being out of this world. Okay, you get that fatherly love and they make you feel nice. Okay, it's content too. Robin, the oldest person I've dated is my current, 10 years older, but he is so much better than my past relationships. Okay, 10 years older. I don't think 10 years older is old. Is 10 years older is not old, but it's, I think it's older, but like people are talking about 15 to 40 years age gap. Me personally, I prefer 40 and above, an age gap of 40 years and above. DTD, I've never dated older, but my father is 25 years older than my mom, and they are great together. Okay? Okay, but you know the problem with this relationship, the one like where the father is like 25 years older, sometimes the one who is older might, they have so much experience to the extent where they might see the one who is younger like a child. So I think that's where the problem might come in. But if you like to be babied, it's a good thing. Okay, because for example, like for me, I prefer relationships where my man is like 40 years or 50 years older than me. Okay, you guys think I'm drugs. I'm not drugs. Okay, I prefer the one that like my man is like 50, 40, between 40 and 70. Okay, so I prefer that. So you guys are making me laugh. Okay, so I prefer that type of age gap. Okay, but this is if you want to be babied and you want to be made to feel like a child. Okay, but if you don't like that, that might not be for you, because this person who is older than you, 40 years, 50 years older than you, they have more experience than you do, so you're definitely gonna be their baby. Max Tax 07, I'm from India. Miss, namaste. Namaste. How are you doing? I know many people from India. Okay. Skontetsu, Rich dated a woman. Rich says I dated a woman 20 years older, and said she come with too many issues, especially grown kids. Oh my god, that's where I draw the line. I would never date an older person with children. So one of my qualifications for the older people, you have to be child free. No children. I'm not about to deal with children who are older, like 30 years, 40 years older than me. No, thank you. I'm not about to deal with that. So personally, I prefer older, but they don't have to have children, because most of the time, the older children is a problem. Yeah, so I think that's the other thing, because you're only talking about the positives. So the negative of dating an older person is like sometimes they come with a lot of baggage, especially children. Okay, they are coming with grown children, children who are more grown than you. And you know, adult children, we are also children to some people, but like adult children are problematic. You're getting into like a family and they have like 10 older children. They might even gang up to beat you up. So that's a problem. Diamonds, how old is your man? I don't think I want to share how old is my man, but we are not the same age. As I told you guys, I prefer an age gap between 30 to that. I prefer age gap between 30 to 40. Like let's say if I'm 20, you add 40 years to it. So you can tell. I don't have a problem with dating a 80-year-old, 90-year-old, 70. As far as they don't have children. Okay, Dotty D. Okay, that is a lot. But you go, girl, if you're happy. Yeah, I am. I'm happy. Context, wow. Rich, whoa. Robin, more power to you. Edgar, ew. Kimani, welcome to the live. How are you doing? Hi. Would you date an older person? Have you ever dated an older person? Okay, that's the question for today, Kimani. Dotty D, does your man have kids? No, he's child free. Okay, I would never date a man with. Okay, I would. Maybe in the past, Maybe in the past I have dated unknowingly, but right now my non-negotiable, I don't want anybody with children. I'm not about to deal with your children. I'm sorry, but no, thank you. I feel like children, people with children, especially adult children, that's a lot of baggage to deal with, okay? Like you're getting yourself into a situation, a very vulnerable situation. These children might not respect you, okay? And then they have this mentality that you're after their dad's property, or you're just coming their father. So that's a problem. I would not date an older man. I can date an 80-year-old man, 70, 90, but they have to be child free. Guys, when you join the live, my name is Wamboy. Kindly like and subscribe to the channel. And here we are getting raw. Would you date an older person? That's the question for the day. Would you date an older person? So I'm just saying I cannot date. So your question, Diamas, do you have, does your man have kids? No, the answer is no. My man doesn't have children, and I wouldn't date an older man with children. That's a non-negotiable for me right now. Diamas, do you have kids? No, I don't have children, and at this point I think I'm not interested in having children. Okay, I think children, okay, yeah, I don't have children. I don't have children, period. Max Stark, stable emotions, that's all we're looking for. Okay, so that's why you would prefer an older person, because they come with stable emotion. I can see that. Diamas. So he's 60. No, I didn't say he's 60. I said that I don't have a problem with dating a 90-year-old man, 70-year-old, 60-year-old. But I didn't tell you to tell yourself that he's 60-year-old. No. I said I don't have a problem with dating a 90-year-old. Don't have a problem with dating a 70-year-old or an 80-year-old. So, I think, yeah, but yeah. So as far as he doesn't have children, I don't care about his age. Scorn, Robin, how do you have a 60-year-old man with no children? He's lying to you. No, he's not. There are some people who made a decision to never have children a long time ago, okay? It's only that, like, they're not seeing. Let me tell you, the loudest people on social media are the ones with children, saying how amazing children are and all of this stuff. There are people without children at 60-year-old, or no, but I didn't tell you that, Scott. I didn't tell you that my man is 60-year-old, okay? Stop telling yourself stuff about me, okay? I said I don't have a problem with dating a 90-year-old. Even 100 is not bad. 70, as far as they come with stability. Stability is a non-negotiable, because I'm not about to deal with a 90-year-old without money. Yeah, Diamas. Your man is hiding his grandkids. No, he's not. He doesn't have children. Okay. Oh, you should be an awesome mom. I think I think right now at this point, I can be honest with you. I don't think I would be an awesome mom. Okay. Yeah. But because we are not. But let me touch on this real quick. Okay. The reason that I think that I wouldn't be an awesome mom is, like, I think I would be very strict as a mother. Okay. And children come with a lot. Children are a lot. You might have children and regret your whole entire life, okay? You might curse every day the day that you gave birth to this person. And for me, it's really that deep. So, yeah, I don't want to... Maybe one day I'll come with that topic of, like, children, and, yeah, sometime I'll come with that conversation. Diamas. So, he's 90. Yeah. Take a guess. Okay, I'm not saying that he's not 90, but he got some years to himself. Edgar, come on, tell us. Why you guys want to know how old he is? I said I can date 90-year-old, 100, 80, 70, 60, as far as they don't have a child. Fix R858. How are you doing? Good morning. How do you date a 90-year-old? Wheelchair. No, you can. Why not? 90-year-old, 70-year-olds, old people deserve love. Why is the society acting like old people don't deserve love? They also deserve love, okay? They deserve to be felt, to be understood, to be seen, because to be loved is to be seen, okay? Yeah, but you know what? I blame the society, because even me, like, thinking about that, even saying it out loud, guys, you can see I'm laughing, because it's so difficult. You guys keep judging people like because you see them with an older person, like they're just there for money. Dotty D. Oh, ignore them, sweetie. You are happy. That's all that matters. Yeah, that's all that matters. I don't. Okay, I care what you guys think because this is a community that I'm building on here. But I have been told what to do with my life my whole entire life, especially growing up in a patriarchal society. A society where it's all about men. Even a woman who gave birth to these children, maybe you give birth to male children, you're subject to these children. I grew up in such a society, and that's why I don't care what you guys think. That's why I don't care because I have learned how to say no. I have learned how to be hard-headed. I don't care what you think. Like, my life moves on. Kimani. Hi. Would you date an older person? I'm trying to get a response. Would you date an older person? Fix CR858. I don't want children either. I totally get you. Wow. This might make me to be vulnerable, Fix. Me personally, the reason that I don't want to get into that. Maybe I'll do a live, maybe the next topic. We'll see. I think I'll ask you guys at the end of the topic, would you want me to talk about the reason why, like, I think children, I don't want to say that I don't want children, but I think they are heavy. Yeah, so good to see somebody who wanna be child free. Yeah. Rich kids need discipline. I agree with Dottie D. You'd be an awesome mom. Yeah, but I don't think that I can be able to give a child discipline. Let me tell you, the worst type of nightmare that would ever happen to me is giving birth to a child and then they talk back to me. Okay, and at that point I can't just swallow them and return them to where they came from. I think they're too permanent for me to even take a risk. Okay, but yeah, I'm just saying, I'm not, and that's not the topic of discussion because we are talking about would you date an older man, but that's it came up because I said I can date an older man with children. I can date an older man, but they don't have, they non-negotiable, they should not have children. Does he walk on his own? Yeah, he walk on his own. Like, being old, there are people who have taken care of themselves. They are very active, okay? Yeah, even if he was on a wheelchair, as far as he loves me, why not? But the one that I'm talking about, he's not on a wheelchair. Diamonds, he's not on a wheelchair, okay? Old people need love, and and that's why I at this point I am dating an older man, okay? Fix. Sure, everyone deserves love, but it sounds very boring for you. It doesn't. It's not boring. Okay, let me tell you, the best type of fun that I've ever had is with an older person. Like, you go places that you would never make it to. Okay, so no, it's not boring. It just depends. You know, there are 70-year-olds, 90-year-olds who are into 17-year-old stuff. Okay, they like, for example, they like, let's say, gaming. They like clubbing. They like alcohol, beach. You know, there are older people who like that. So yes, more power to you. Okay, you get an older person who is financially stable. They are into stuff that, like, you are into. Like, they are older people with younger people's brain. Contact to Edgar. I'm not disagreeing that old people deserve love, but you have to wonder, why are they single? Some of them, okay, one of my non-negotiable, okay, for to get into a relationship with an older person, they need to be real honest with me, like, were they ever married before? If they, let's say, because most of them, it's like maybe they had a wife before and the wife died, maybe divorced. You need to, like, listen to their part of the story, because most of them just gave up on love and they just continued living, and before they realized, they just got old. Okay, it's contact Sue. Edgar, next up, tell us your secrets. Okay, let me first of all continue reading other people's. Your children become a product of who you are. Your kids would be respectful and wise. Yeah, but I know people who are respectful and wise, and their children are just idiots and stupid people. Zakiera Saban, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. Thank you for always coming back. Dimas, so does he party? Yes. Okay, he parties, he does all type of stuff. Okay, he's into gaming. He likes gaming so much, like you cannot get him out of a game. He's such a, he like partying, drinking. Okay, he like being out, you know. He's such a wild animal. Like at this point I'm even wondering who is the older one. I think I'm the older one now. Yeah, I still remember you, Zakira. Right now, I'm building a community here. When somebody comes live, I remember them. Yeah, it's about building a community. This moment that I'm sharing with you guys, for me, it's actually personal because I'm getting to create this community. So I remember you. Fix at 858. But I mean, do you have no desire to grow old together with somebody? He will die much sooner than you. I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. I don't think. Okay, for me, I don't see life that way. I spend less time thinking about death, so I wouldn't even think about death of somebody that I love. So, but don't you have a desire to grow old? Are we not growing old right now? Yeah. So I think as far as you love somebody, you don't even think about you don't even wanna imagine their death. Okay. Yeah, no, I feel like right now we're already growing old together. Let's say they're in their 70s. So they're growing old in their 70s and I'm growing old in my 20s. Okay, so but that's a valid point. Like growing do you have no desire to grow old together with somebody? He will die much sooner than you. You know what? Sometimes even the younger one, I might die sooner than the 90-year-old. So life is not promised. So I wouldn't take so much time thinking about if they die. Scon Stekzu. This Robin said, these guys are thinking with one part of their body. Listening to them reminds me why I prefer someone older. Oh, okay. Robin. D. +1 to Robin. Diamonds. That's it. That's it. He's a rich nerd. I should have guessed. Yeah, I don't know if I would call him a nerd, but he's kind of like a nerd. Diamonds. That's a good point. Ruthless. Yeah. I think fix point is it's a strong point, and that's the other negative part about like dating an older person is that, like, of course when you go with lifespan, the one who is 20-year-old have a higher chance of like continuing to live or living longer. So the older one might die sooner, but like I feel like that is just an experience. Like you get to experience that, like your partner, the older partner dying, it just becomes part of who you are. It becomes part of your story. So I would not stop to date somebody because of thinking about their death, because I might be the one that's gonna die first. Dirty is just laughing. What games does he play? Can I remember? Fallout. I think Fallout 4. Skyrim, Dungeons and Dragons, all this. I can't even keep up. I can't even keep up. Okay. So do you guys think that age gap relationships are often misunderstood? Like, of course, we have gone down that road. Why would you date? Why would you not? And I have gone with my reasons. So, but do you guys think that age gap relationships are often misunderstood? Like, I think most people, let me talk about girls, okay? When somebody see me walking with my man and he's like, let's say 90-year-old, let's say, okay, and I said, let's say 90-year-old, somebody sees me walking with him, they're just like, oh my gosh, this girl is just after his money, okay? But sometimes it's not about that. It's about like the feeling, how this older person makes me feel. So I feel like age gap relationships are often misunderstood because most people think that people are into age gap relationships for money, but it's not often the truth. Sometimes it's just like this is the only person that understands you, who you are, the person who loves you unconditionally, okay? The person, and also, you know what, with an older person, they're kind of like settled. So an older person, let's say my 90-year-old fiance, settles with me and only me, okay? It's like they're settling. Whereas if I'm dating a 20-year-old, they're always looking for somebody. They're always looking for something. Like, you piss them off, they know they're gonna get another person. But you see, with your older partner, like, they will be so careful and tender with you because you are actually like a prize to them. Okay, so do you think that all age gap relationships are often misunderstood, and why do you think that way? Fix says, as long, Dottie says, don't say that. Okay, I won't say that again. As long as you're truly happy with someone, both of you are legal age, I guess go for it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that's it. So, Fix, would you, I actually kind of like forgot, would you date have you ever dated an older person? Fix, have you ever dated an older person? I think I kind of like your perspective and the way you see things and the questions that you ask. But I would like to know, have you ever dated an older person? So guys, the ones who are joining right now, kindly like and subscribe. My name is Womboy, and out here we are just about like having real life conversation. Right now we are talking about dating older people. Would you date an older person? And me personally, I date older people, okay? But I have a non-negotiable. They should not have children, okay? I am not gonna date a 90-year-old with adult children. So my non-negotiable is like, they should not have children. But I can date any age, like from 50 to 90. Yeah. So let me know, would you date an older person? So that's where we are at, okay? And I also asked, do you often think that like age gap relationships are often misunderstood? So that's the question we are at, if you're wondering, okay? Scott says, snap. I love Fallout 4. Great game. Yeah, he's such a gamer. Dottie, that's it right there. How he makes you feel. Yeah. If he makes you feel good, why not? Context too. Robin, yes. The way he makes you feel is all that matters. Yeah. It's all that matters. The way this 90-year-old makes me feel, it's all that matters. It's not about what you guys think. You will have to be the caretaker or like nursing home for him. Okay? No, it's not about that. And actually, I wouldn't even mind taking care of my 90-year-old after he gets old. Because right now, I just consider him to not be old. The way he makes it. Okay. Diamonds, I still think older is gross. But I can appreciate what you said about how he makes you feel. That's sweet. Yeah. Okay? And I don't have a problem with you guys thinking it's gross. You know, the problem with people, the society, it's like you guys have an image to maintain, okay? You're out there sleeping with, like, let's say you're 20, you're sleeping with a 45-year-old. But you're just sleeping with them, you're not dating them. But you see, that's where you draw the line. Me, I would even marry them. But you guys would just want to sleep with them, okay? Fix. Yes, I had a relationship with a woman, 17 years older than for me, 3 years. For 3 years. Wow, that's huge. What was your observation? Did you like it? Did you prefer it more than comparing to when you're dating somebody of your age? How do the two compare? S and Za, welcome to the live. 50 to 90, you're cooked. No, that's when life starts, okay? Look for a 50 to 90-year-old. You're gonna have so much fun with them, okay? So let me know, SN, would you date an older person? Has context to reach. And guys, when you join the live, kindly like and subscribe, okay? So I'm trying to build a community right here. So kindly be I hope you don't mind. Take care of him because you will be, and you can date me on the side. Okay, no, but you see, like some people they just like, they have all that figured out, how they're gonna be taken care of. So yeah, I don't mind. It's not gross, it's wonderful, especially the way you glow when you talk about him. Okay. Essenza, be honest, you're just looking for comfort and financial security. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I'm looking for comfort, financial security, love, protection, all of those things. I'm not gonna deny, because I'm not about to like date a 90-year-old with no money. So that's true. I'm looking for financial security, I'm looking for comfort, I'm looking for all of the above. I'm not gonna deny, okay? Not gonna deny, because yes, that's what life is about, okay? Why would I? First of all, let's say people just like to like condemn people like me who are willing to say that I can date a 90-year-old. But the thing is, there's no problem with that, because people go on and date like 20-year-olds like them with nothing, and then end up with all this baggage of 10 children. So for me, I'm looking for financial security. I ain't gonna lie. It's context too. And guys, welcome to the live. Consider liking and subscribing. My name is Wamboy. I was born and raised in Kenya. Dotty D from Robin. Okay, you have noticed that too. When she talks about him, she smiles from ear to ear. Yeah, I'm not even trying to hide, guys. Shadrach Swati. Who are you? Who are you? My name is Wamboy. I am Wamboy is my name. I was born and raised in Kenya. Fixie R858. Well, she had a kid and I wasn't really up for the father of her kid's side of it. So that might have been one of the things who made up and end the relationship. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you for bringing this up. Okay, let me actually even get comfortable. Thank you for bringing this up. Okay, so I have spoken to my older partner, because of course before me he was still looking for somebody to date. Okay, and he was okay, and I'm not trying to tell you all his personal business, but he was telling me that like anytime that he dated a woman with children, a younger woman with children, it's like all of a sudden this woman wants him to be the father of the children, but when it comes to time to discipline the child, now you're not the father. Like single women who have children tend to like okay, single women, they might be young or older, okay, but they just want you to be the father. They just want you to be the father when it's time, when it's convenient, when it's about providing. But when it's about discipline, when it's about being counted as part of the parent, you're not counted. So let me know, Fix, do you feel like in that situation, being the quote unquote father of her kids, it's like she's putting this expectation on you when it's convenient for them? Because that's one of the problem. And also my partner says that there is they had a non-negotiable before they met me, like he could not date somebody with children because it was always one-sided. It was always for the convenience of the woman. Okay, and mind you, he don't mind providing. He don't even mind providing for this kid. But if it's all about him providing for the children, then why is he there? Content 2. SN, what's wrong with a girl wanting security? Too many men want woman to provide. Okay. Diamonds. I love the honesty, and I agree with Scon. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting a good man with money. Oh, you guys, you are roasting each other. What happened to women working up? Oh my God. No, a woman can still work, but you see, first of all, like for example, let's see, for me, okay, I use my brain, and if you've been here long enough, you know, like I am an intelligent person. I'm not trying to praise myself. I'm very intelligent. I have a degree, okay? Very intelligent. I can stand up for myself. I can do business. As you both can see, I have both hands and feet. But I like that security to know, like when I'm down, there's somebody who can pick me up. So that's the reason. I know you guys are roasting each other there on the comments, but like, as Anne said, what happened to women working, applying their minds? Yeah, so I can still work and still want somebody who is financially secure. That doesn't make me a bad person, okay? It's not, and that's why I'm confident to say, like, I want somebody who is financially secure, an older man who is financially secure, because I don't want that to be comfortable and not work, okay? I want to work because there's nothing as good as like, okay, working is not the best, but it's good to, I'm the type of person that like money cannot make me to like sleep on my brain, okay? So women can work or not work, but there's nothing wrong with them wanting security. That's just my opinion. Essenza, make your own mate. Diverse. I don't know why you guys are roasting each other here. Fix says, yes, it felt like I was paying to be a babysitter or something. Oh my gosh. And I mean, of course, the child will be the focus of the relationship, which makes the dynamic really strange when trying to date. Yeah, this is the other thing. First of all, me personally, like, even if I ever dated with somebody with kids, I would never deal with their kids. I'm so selfish, okay? And I'm not trying to tell a man that, like, oh, your child is like my child. No, your child is your child, not mine, okay? But my partner, he has dated people with children before, okay? And they have maybe lived in the same house. I don't know what's the dynamic. But what he said is, like, the children are the focus of the relationship. You know, when you guys are trying to date each other and you can't get your hands off of each other, like, you don't get that with somebody with a child, because you'll always come second to their children. So Fix, I actually do relate to you so much. It changes the dynamic. Like, you will always be third or fourth or fifth to the life of this parent. And yeah, it's hard to say, but you're kind of like a babysitter. Like, you pay to be part of this child's life. You have to always prove yourself. Yeah. Fix, would you mind sharing why you don't want children of your own and other people's children? Okay, I think I'm gonna do, maybe you guys, if you allow me, and I'm gonna give you a chance to say, like, if you would like me to come with this topic, because I feel so heavily, but I don't like talking about it, because so many people like to despise people's feeling, or like, when somebody says that they don't want children, people like to come here and despise and tell you as if they have to write your own story. This is the best thing that will ever happen to you. You will regret in your old age. No, how about paying for, like, an insurance that can cater for your old age? Because people keep having children so that, like, in their old age they have somebody to look after them. And I think those are just misplaced priorities, okay? People keep giving birth to children so that they have people to take care of them in their old age, which I think is very wrong. Okay. Diamonds, single mothers, exactly. When they want something, you have to stand up and be a man. But when it's family business, it's none of yours. Yeah. Okay, gosh, and I should be the last person to talk about single mothers, okay? But I also know this can also be a reality with men with children, okay? When they want you to help them, then you are the best stepmom ever available, okay? But when you discipline that child, when that child disrespects you, then you are the problem, like you're child, because they're not biologically yours, and all of this type of stuff. So I think the best thing is to yeah, remove yourself. Rich, I hate when you date a girl and, like, the children, and when you split up, you have to leave the children behind. Yeah. Okay, yes, yes. The other thing is, like, sometimes when you date these older people with children, of course, when you're with this person, they can call you their parent, they can call you mom, dad, or any of this type of stuff. But when you guys separate, oh, that off stepmother, okay? D. Women and men have to understand, you just don't date the parent. You have to build a relationship with the child. Yeah. When you start dating somebody with children, you are even trying to date their children. Yeah. Yeah, that's just it. You're trying to date even their children. Scorn. Edgar. Woman wants too much and offers so little. You want a loving man with money who cares of for your children, but then you want to be independent and live your own life because no one can tell you. Yeah, unfortunately, that's what it is. And I'm not, okay, you guys are just trying to make it like as if it's just women who do this stuff. Even men with children do this stuff. They want you to come and clean their house, help them with their children, help the children do homework when it's convenient, okay? Or when, like, let's say he has like a financial problem, that's when you are the partner, the mother, the stepmother. But then when it's about serious, when you're about to discipline this child, or the child disrespected you, you tell your partner, now you are the problem. So that's also a problem. Rich, I actually don't mind dating single mothers. I just want more of out of the relationship than being the guy sleeping with their mother. Yeah, unfortunately, most of the time. And so the other part comes in. If you're dating an older person who have children, or even a younger one with children, when you guys are having an argument with their parent, then you are having a problem with the whole house. Okay, you see, when you guys are both the parents to these children, okay, it's like mom and dad are having a bad time. Okay, but when it's you against their parent, then that's a problem. Okay. Fix says, I mean, I'm 40 now and I have lots of children in my extended family. I spoil them like they are mine, so I don't need children of my own to be happy. Wow. Well, that's a very good, nice way to see. And you know what? Because I'm still in my 20s, I keep wondering, like, what will life be like without children in my 40s? But this is such an eye opener, because I am so good with children, but I just like them for a short time. Okay, I just don't believe that I can be able to be the sole caregiver to this child. Like, yeah, I like to spoil children. Like, I am so good with children, you would think they are even my own. But yeah, diamonds. I will date a woman with children, but I'm not trying to deal with an older man's kids. But I'm not trying to deal with another man's kids. Oh, so your problem is not the children. The thing is, they have a father. And that's what you need to know. Even though, like, they might tell you that the father is not in the picture or the mother is not in the picture, you'll always be always be the other person who is sleeping with their parent. Context too, Robin. Thank you. I literally just told them the same. Like, men don't do that too. Yeah, because you guys are focusing so much on, like, bashing the women, and I don't want this to turn into that. But I just want to say it's very complicated to okay, it's complicated to deal with an older person, but when they come with a child, it even becomes more complicated. So so guys, I think I think you guys didn't answer me. Do you think, like, age gap relationships are often misunderstood? Okay. So personally, what I would say is, like, there's all this stigma around, like, dating older men, dating older women, and society just wanna keep telling us who we can date or who we cannot date, who we can see or who we cannot see. But I think, as for me, I just believe, like, you can do whatever you want, because even when you do it, like, for example, I come here on YouTube and I'm doing this live, okay? There's somebody who will tell me that, like, this is not enough, I'm not showing up enough. So you know what? I'd rather just show up. So I think it just depends with you. If you want an older person, go for it. If you want a younger one, go for it. I just think that's my solution. That's what I can say about the whole scenario. But so we have talked about, like, the misunderstanding around, like, if you're dating an older person, the misunderstanding around, like, you just want their money. Okay, so let's talk about some of the negative things about dating the older people. Okay, what are some of the negatives? So first of all, the first one I said is baggage. Okay, some older people, or most older people, come with emotional baggage. They come with children. They come with a lot of stuff to deal with. That's just on my opinion. So, or in your opinion, what is the negative of dating the older people? Okay, so, and then I also, okay, the other negative that I think is, like, sometimes you will have, by the time you meet them, maybe they have had all this sexual exploration, and you will never be their first. So I think that's a problem. You'll never be their first on anything. Never. Okay, you will never be the first person that they ever slept. You will never be the first person that they bought a house with. You will never be the first person that, yeah, do you guys understand me? So I feel like that's a problem. The fact that you will never be there first is for me, I think it's a problem, but it's not, because by the time you're getting into a relationship with a 90-year-old, they have already lived their life. Okay, so you have to be okay with never being the first one, and knowing that they have had other sexual exploration, other relationships. Yeah, so that, according to my opinion, just knowing that you will never be their first in anything is kind of, like, heartbreaking. Dottie says that's on point, and that's why I say, oh, the messages are moving real quick. That's on point, and that's why I say you'd be a great mom. You don't focus on what society says, you focus on you. Yeah, but you know what? Now my children will have this different perspective, and they would be judged. Okay, I think most, so Fix says, I think most people think age gap relationship have primarily something to do with money, which colors which colors it in some semi-prostitution like color, which sometimes is true, models dating rich guys. Yeah, I think most of the time, sometimes it's true, it's all about, sometimes it's true, but for some people it's like, let me tell you, you can get in an age gap relationship. Okay, you can date somebody your age, when you start dating them, you don't like them, or okay, you like them but you don't love them, but the love grows. So I think it's the same thing. Some of these people get into this relationship for the sake of, as you said, like prostitution, and then along the way you just fall in love with this person. You can get in a relationship with a 97-year-old man, okay? Like, I think recently I was scrolling and I saw a marriage between a 97-year-old man and I think a 28-year-old girl. Okay, sometimes you can get into a relationship with these people without the intention of staying, but I guarantee, I think you're gonna fall in love with their character, with who they are, and you're going to realize they're just people like you. It's just like they have some more time to them. So I think the other thing is, like, for example, me, I'm Gen Z, okay? So being Gen Z, and let's say you're dating a baby boomer or even generations back, they relate to what you're telling them, but most of the time you have to explain a joke. Like, you guys don't have like an inside joke, okay? Let's say you date somebody who was born in the 50s, okay? Like, they don't relate so much to what you're talking about. And right now there's a lot of stuff which revolves around social media and all of that. So you guys might not have like the inside joke. You can create, but that's a problem in the first days. You might not understand each other. Kontetsu says, Edgar, you will end up. Edgar says that I'll end up alone. I don't mind. What is love? I feel like love is about experiencing, okay? No, I don't have a problem with ending up alone, okay? But I don't think necessarily that you will not end up alone. Robin is no different than a younger person. No, I think so. Dottie, I think it's the same as dating your own age. I think so. Although it comes with some challenges, because as I mentioned earlier, there's baggages, there's all this stuff. To you, Senge Dongene. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for giving this live a chance. And guys, if this is your first time ever seeing me, my name is Wamboi. I was born and raised in Kenya. Okay? Skontetsu says, Robin says it's a two-way relationship. She's in it for money, but why isn't anyone talking about what the guy is getting? Okay, I will even put my book down to tell you guys. I think I've said before when the live started, okay? First of all, if you are, let's say you are 20-year-old, okay, and you're dating a 90-year-old man, okay? So you're giving this person your time, your energy, okay? You're giving them your love, your kindness, and all of these things. So first of all, because most of you are mentioning that, like, let's say when you're dating like an 80 or 90-year-old, they will end up leaving you alone. So can you think that it's like you put your life on pause for like the years that you're gonna be with them? So the guy is getting time, and I agree with Scons. Nobody is talking about what the guy gets. The guy gets time. They get to have sex with you. They get to do all this stuff with you. So I think also the guy is benefiting. They get to have emotional companion, which is very crucial for old people. Old people, like, I feel like older people who have people who care and love them genuinely, they tend to live longer. Yeah, D. Money might be one side, but there are two sides to a relationship. Yes, there's two sides. There's what the guy is also doing. Fix says, people are jealous too. Men are jealous of that guy with a young woman. Other women are jealous since they feel replaced. Wow. I have never looked at that way, but like it kind of makes sense. Like the women who are the same age with this man, then let's say they're single, it's like they feel like, oh my gosh, so he can get a 20-year-old girl. Yeah, I feel that's a good. I think that's a good way to say it, and that's why the society keeps rebuking these relationships. Okay, like let's say a 70-year-old man with a 20-year-old girl, the guys his age kind of jealous because they have a woman with energy, a woman who is freaky, and all of this type of stuff. Diamonds, it's always about money. No, I don't believe it's always about money, Diamonds. Okay, but you know what? You can also believe whatever you want to believe. Like, if you think that people are into these relationships for money, then all power to you, Diamonds. But me personally, I said that like financial stability is a non-negotiable, okay? Uh-huh. Context 2 says, Robin, thank you, one boy. Finally, the other side. Yeah. So, what does the man get out of the relationship? Okay, we have seen that the girls get they get love, they get to feel secured, protected, all of this stuff, and they get to get the stability. What does the guy get? That what does the guy get from the girl that, like, maybe the girl might regret later on? Let's talk about that. What does the guy get? Okay, do you guys think that, like, age gap relationships are a waste of time? Because there's some people that might argue, like, the younger one ends up losing a lot time. So they argue that, like, the younger one ends up losing a lot of time. So according to you guys' opinion, what do you think the younger one, okay, what do you think the what's my point? Okay, we have already talked about what the girl gets. Okay, the younger, let's say the younger girl or the younger person gets, they get all this stability, finances, and all of that. But what does the older guy get, and what do they get which is a disadvantage to this young lady or young man? Rich. I feel busted. I know this older guy with this hot girl, and it does bother me because I would love to date her. Rich says, I feel busted. I know this older guy with this hot girl, and it does bother me because I would love to date her. Okay, then go for it. Go for it. You might not have the financial capability of, like, starting her like maybe he would, but maybe it's still a chance. Fix says, generally people are motivated by different things during different times in their life. I'm happy to be out of the whole clubbing age. Never felt at home there. Maybe that's why I dated older women. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. And that's huge. Because some of us are just 20-year-olds, but you don't like partying. You're just an old soul. Let me tell you, last year, not last year, like December, from November through December, Spotify normally give you, like, something telling you your Spotify wrapped. And you know what Spotify told me? They told me that I'm an old soul, okay? So people like me tend to, like, enjoy being alone, being at home, which is the type of things that older people are into, okay? Don't get me wrong. I like being out there. I like having relationship with people. I like having friends. I like all this type of stuff, but I have to agree, like, for some people, like Fix is saying, you're just an old soul in a young person's body. So maybe that's why you are attracted to this type of people, because I always feel like you attract something. There's something, your character, there's something in you that is attracting this type of people. So I kind of, like, agree with you. Generally, people are motivated by different things during different times in their life. I'm happy to be out of the whole clubbing age. Never felt at home there. But that's why, yeah, I feel like clubbing is also, okay, you know what? And I'm not going to say that I don't like clubbing. I like just being outside. I like the whole carefree, misbehaved thing. But for me, I feel like it normally have lots of disadvantage than advantage and repercussions, okay? So also I feel that, like, especially for young people want to be alone, you're not into these younger people stuff that are actually very overrated. Don't you? That's where you get your own wisdom from your old soul. That's where you get your own wisdom from your old soul. Yeah, I kind of have an old soul, but I think growing up, I grew up in a patriarchal society. I think I've said this in this channel more and more. I grew up in a patriarchal society, and I grew up in a village. So where I grew up, for me, being an old soul wasn't an option. Like, that's how you had to survive out there. It was, growing up in the village, it was complicated, and I keep saying that it was complicated and hard. And it kind of, like, influences how I speak, how I see life. Because for me, I had to grow up before I learned how to become a child. That's just it. I had to grow up. I think I grew up before I learned how to become a child, okay? Yeah. As cliche as it might sound, or ironic, yeah, I think I became an adult before I learned how to become a child. Because first of all, I am from a large family, so I was parentified, and all of this type of stuff, which I think influences even the way I'm attracted to older people. I think I'm attracted to older people because of how I grew up, and yeah, because if you're forced to grow up, or if you're forced to not to act your age, or you're forced to be a parent at a young age, then I think I have lived the whole 20s in my when I was 10-year old. So right now basically I'm in a 20-year-old body, but in my mind I'm like 40 years old because of the things I had to become a parent at an early age. Not my own children, but my parents' children. So I think I was parentified at a very young age, and that kind of influences. So there's a lot of things that causes somebody. So okay, let's get into this, okay? So what do you guys think are the reasons that cause people to date older people? Okay, do you think that people like me who like to date older people, do you think that they like something, they lack something in their life that they are looking in these older people? This is a good discussion, because I have heard therapists say that, like, younger women who are attracted to older men, they kind of lack that fatherly love, okay? And that's what they are always looking for in these older men, and vice versa. Young men who are into older women, they are always looking for their mother, okay? I have heard therapists say that, and I don't know if I agree with it. So what do you think could be the reason why people like me are attracted to older people? This would be nice to hear you guys' perspective, because yeah, D, that's why you get your okay. Diamonds, I think that's a point for not dating old. You missing out on parts of life he's already lived. No, but you know what? But somebody like me, I'm stubborn. Okay, if I wanna go somewhere, I can just go. Okay, nobody is tying my hands, Diamond. So I don't. For me, I feel like you kind of like, if you're with somebody who just wants to be at home, you're kind of not motivated to go outside. But it's upon you to decide what you want to do at that time. Maybe you might miss out to go out in your 20s, but maybe in your 30s you get to go out. So yeah, Scone. Robin says, I get that. I had to babysit my sisters when I wanted to go out. Yeah, okay. For me, I was always cooking for people, okay? I was always the mother of the house, and I was not even a mother. So that made me to be a grown-up real quick. And yeah, so I grew up disliking, and that's one of the reasons why I don't want to have children, okay? I grew up being a parent to people that I didn't give birth to, okay? I'm sorry, but that's true. Even, like, for example, in the patriarchal society, or in my village where I grew up, women are the ones who are responsible for cooking. So it doesn't matter if a grown man is sitting down. The fact that you're a girl, you have to go to the kitchen and cook. And that was hard for me, okay? That's one of the reasons that I feel like I don't want children, because I just want to be a child, okay? So, and dating older men kind of resonates with that, because it's like I get to be a child. Diamond says, hey, you guys. Diamond says it's money, maybe not you, but most. Yeah, yeah, maybe. Scontetsu says, Robin, because you want to be happy. The rest of us, we don't know. So Scott says the reason why people like me are attracted to older people is because they want to be happy. Dottie says, what's your motivation? Because you don't seem to like to the type that is easily pushed against your own desires. No, my motivation is like, I have a very sad story. Growing up, and I like to be vulnerable, because why not? That's why I get to build a one-on-one relationship with you guys. Growing up, life was hard for me, okay? I didn't grow up like privileged. I had to work my way up. Even learning how to speak in English, for me, it was work, okay? Because of course when you grow up in like a household that you're not advantaged, you have to work, you have to sweat. Even for an education, you have to sweat for anything that you ever have. So that's my motivation, like how I grew up in a patriarchal society. That's my motivation. I'm not swayed, I'm very stubborn, because I grew up in a household where I was the only girl. So I kind of like had to learn how to be stubborn. Otherwise, these boys are gonna be walking all over your head, okay? They're gonna be on top of your head, peeing around you. Fix says, I don't think it has something to do with looking for a father or mother in a partner. I think it's more about who you connect to more effortlessly. Feeling relaxed is important in a relationship. I always thought so, but like I don't know if these people are just jealous, but people keep saying that like people like me who are attracted to older people, it's because they are looking for something that they didn't have in childhood. But who am I to deny people like us who had like rough childhoods? Uh, it's yeah, if somebody tells you that you're looking for something, who are you to deny? Maybe I didn't have a close connection with let's say, because growing, you guys have to understand, okay, in the African society, or like for example where I grew up in a village, parents are not affectionate with the kids. You never get to be told that. Your parent doesn't ever tell you that they love you. There's no affection whatsoever, okay? Even between the parents, no affection, okay? It's always about like, they're just like, or in a business, even in the marriage, it's like a business. They're just there and you can't even figure out why they're together. So that's a huge part, and I've always felt like you're just with the person that you can connect with, or the one that you feel relaxed when you're around them. But people have always told me that I'm looking for something. I'm looking for something that I didn't have. And who am I to deny? If I had a rough childhood, I don't know what to say. Or I just say, interesting. Okay, maybe somebody tells me that I'm dating older men because I'm looking for something. Then I'm like, interesting. Okay. I need to know what's the time. Okay, it's 9. Diamonds. I gotta say, your man is a lucky man. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. Diamonds, you're always flirting with me. Okay, but yeah, I think he's lucky getting somebody like me, my age. I'm not trying to like advertise myself or say that like I'm a good person, but somebody who has had my experiences. Let me tell you, and I believe this. I'm just a 50-year-old in a 20-year-old body. The things that I've been through, you guys haven't even been through half of the stuff that I've been through. Especially, I don't know you. I think I'm gonna do one live very soon in my village, and I'm gonna show you guys the surrounding. But I'm going to announce now. I think I'm gonna make a post or announce here when I'm gonna go live in the village, and you guys can just see the terrain, how it looks like, and I can give you stories of how I grew up. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. That would be an interesting one. Okay. Daima says, Scon says, the hearts are from all of us. We are sending you hugs. Okay. I kinda need those hugs. But right now I don't feel any type of way about the situation that I grew up in, because it's all about if you stay in that situation. Okay. If you move on from that situation, then you're not a victim anymore. I'm not a victim of patriarchy anymore, because I get to choose. Right now, I am not a victim of patriarchy, but I have been a victim of male chauvinism, patriarchy, and all of this type of stuff. Daima says, I gotta say, okay. Scone says, Edgar says, my family is like that. We don't show affection. We are there for each other, but we don't say love you and stuff. I have always envied people in a family where you can even hug let's say you can hug your opposite gender parent. Some of us comes from families like it's all about handshake and move on, okay? So that is also interesting. That's also interesting. Wow, Scott, your family is so much like mine. We don't do those stuff. No hugging, no affection. Like, I think you just assume that the other person should just tell themselves that you love them. Larazo Odakai, welcome to the live. This is my first time ever seeing you in my life. Welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Wamboi. So Larazo says, Madam, good evening. HW is, I think it means how are you? Are you single? I'm not single. I'm not single. I'm not single. Dottie D says, Diamas, he's very lucky, just like my man. And just like the woman you'll find. Yeah. Diamas, maybe someday Diamas will find love. High fives all around. Yeah. Okay. Those are the greedy like, oh, it's all about the high fives. It's never anything deep like the way you can just hug somebody and feel like that one-on-one connection, maybe because they're your family member. Some of us don't get that, okay? .d Diamonds. So guys, I want us to like kind of like play a game still on the same topic. Would you date an older man? But so let's see. Okay, would you date an older man or woman? So I'm about to write something, but it's like we're about to play like never have I ever game. Okay, I can't find my biro. Oh, and biro is a pen. Okay, I know Americans, you don't know what a biro is. This is a biro in British English or something. I think the person who discovered the pen was called biro. Something of that sort. Yeah, did you know this is a biro? Oh, I just dropped it. Did you know this is a biro? Okay, or you just call it a pen. So let's play never have I ever. Okay, so I'm gonna go fast. Okay, and you guys can type. You can type your never have I ever. You can say something and like people can kind of like vote in. Okay, so okay, we are kind of like want to play the never have I ever, but of course we don't have the drink, so we have to be creative or what or something of that sort. Okay, you just say yes or no. Okay, like the way you would say never have I ever, and then you take a sip. Okay, let me first welcome these guys. Scone says Rich Rich says he knew that. Okay, CJ Dan, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. My name is Womboy. Welcome. Where are you watching me from? So today we are talking about, would you date an older person? Okay, and I said that like I like dating older people. Okay, and I'm kind of like into, let's say I can date a 90-year-old, 170, 80. So let me know, would you date an older person? Larazo or Dakai, if you're not single, I'm ready for you. No, okay, I'm not single. I'm not single. I'm engaged. CJ, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm doing great. Would CJ Dan and Larazo, would you date an older person? So that's the question of the day. Diamonds. High five. So because we don't, okay, the next time maybe I might bring the drink, but so I'll say something. For example, I'm gonna say never have I ever dated a 60-year-old person. So that's me. So if you have, you can type yes or no, because we don't have the drink and you guys, we are not in here together. Consensus, back up. I want to see that rock. Okay, because you guys are starting to like want me. I'm taken, guys. I'm taken. But you guys can find each other in my comment section. So never have I ever dated a 60-year-old person. Okay, mine is I have. Mine is I have. Okay. Diamonds, yak. Why do you Diamonds you always act as if like why? Diamonds is the society. You're the society. I have dated a 60-year-old. Yeah. So the answer is yes. Scone says Team Rocket, no. All the people in Scone's, because Scone have the co-workers with him, he says no. Dottie says no. Fix says no. Why you guys are making me feel like the bad guy? Robin says, nice, he's a keeper. Okay, yeah, to the ring. Diamas is like, ew. Okay, now I have to say, never have I ever dated a 70-year-old person. No. My answer is no. Okay, let me get here, you guys. And you guys can also type yours. Never have I ever. Let's have some fun. It's not all about like lecturing and all of that. Okay, you can type your questions, but I have asked, never have I dated a 70-year-old person. My answer is no. To never have I dated a 70-year-old. You guys make me feel like I'm crazy. You guys, all of you said no. Scone says no. Fix says, well, I did meet a 50+ woman for a while when I was 25. So close. 25, 60-year-old. Oh my gosh. How was the experience, Fix? How was the experience? Okay. To the 70-year-old, almost everybody is saying no. I asked, never have I ever dated a 70-year-old person. Diamonds, never have I ever cheated on my old boyfriend. No. No. I don't know what you're trying to do. I have never cheated on my... Okay. Never have I ever cheated on my old boyfriend. No. Okay, you guys, the one for never have I ever dated a 70-year-old person, the answer is no. Okay, so Fix, I think I asked Fix a question. How was the experience dating a 50-plus-year-old woman as a 25? Uh-huh. Okay, the other one. Never have I ever had, okay, never have I ever slept with somebody in their 50s. Never have I ever slept with somebody in their 50s. Dimers. Uh-huh. Okay, you guys can also answer Dimers. You can tag at Dimers and then you can say no, so that he can know, we can know that's the answer to that. Okay. Scone says, Edgar, never have I. Okay, we are having lots of questions. Okay, what are you guys saying no to? The one that I asked, never have I ever slept with a 50-year-old person. Oh, Fix have slept with a 50-year-old person. My answer is no. I have never slept with a 50-year-old. Oh, it's getting interesting. Okay, guys, answer Diamas. Like, you write at Diamas and then you never have I ever cheated on my old boyfriend, and it can be old girlfriend. So the ones who have dated older people, never have I ever cheated on my old boyfriend. That is Diamas's question. So you can write at Diamas, and you guys can type your questions, and I'm gonna come. Right now we are at Diamas. You can scroll up and see. So Scon says, Team Rocket, no, except Richard, yes. Okay, guys, you need to like write at Diamas, because Diamas is the one who asked this question. I asked, never have I ever slept with a 50-year-old person, and my answer is no. Okay, so and now we are moving on to, okay, yeah, do that. What Scon is doing, you write at Diamas. So Diamas asked, never have I ever cheated on my old boyfriend or girlfriend. So my answer is no. Scon says no. At Diamas, no. Dotty at no. Okay, so you guys have never done that. The one for 50-year-old, only Fix says yes. Me personally, I've never slept with a 50-year-old. Okay, never have I ever slept with a 60-year-old. Yes. Okay, let me hear you guys' opinion. Mine is yes. Never have I ever slept with a 60-year-old. My answer is yes, I have. Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing this, guys. So to mine, oh my gosh, you guys, nobody have ever slept with a 60-year-old. Guys, welcome to the live. When you join the live, my name is Wamboy. Kindly like and subscribe. Out here we are just about like having fun and having real conversation. All of you have never slept with a 60-year-old. Oh my gosh, why are you making me feel bad? No. Okay, we are about to go up. I haven't gotten to 90. Shut up, Diamas. Okay, let's go back. Scon says, Edgar did ask, never have I ever dated someone I met on the internet. I have. Guys, answer to that. Scon's question, never have I ever dated someone I met on the internet. Personally, I have dated somebody I met on the internet. So let's see. You guys, yes or no? Have you ever dated somebody you met? Never have I ever dated someone. Fix says yes. So he's dated somebody he met on the internet. You guys says. Wow, this is getting interesting. I need to learn how to play with this game. So next time, expect better. We are just getting started, guys. So never have I ever. Fix already answered, said yes. Never have I ever dated. Oh, all of us have dated people we met on the internet. And yesterday's topic was like dating apps. So if you didn't catch up with that, you can go back. Oh, so all of us, almost all of us have dated somebody on the internet. Okay, so let's go to Fix says it was pretty good. She knew what she wanted, which was a good thing. So okay, do you think women in their 50s, 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s are into younger men for sex? Okay, are they there for the sex, or do yeah, 60, 50-year-olds who date younger men, are they there for the good sex? And of course, if they're dating people their age, they might not have the best sex. So Fix, maybe you can enlighten us on that. Okay, so you guys can keep giving us your never have I ever. You can ask us, and all of us, we're gonna respond to you. Stephen Bosire, why are you Why are you out here on this platform? We don't judge. So Stephen Bosiren, have you ever never? So the question is, never have I ever slept with a 60-year-old person. So my answer is yes. You can see all the answers. Okay, we haven't even gotten to 90-year-old. Don't get shocked. Okay. I asked Fix a question like, do you think that women in their 60s, 70s, 50s, they are into younger men for sex? Okay. Because I would like to, first of all, be in an older person's body one day to just know if, like, I would want to have sex with a 20-year-old. Oh, Rich has not. Okay. Diamonds, definitely. Some do, some don't. Older women are no different than older men. Really? Okay, does the sex drive die for the older women? Because I'm assuming for the woman will just continuously be into the sex. Okay? So still on the same topic. Guys, type your never have I ever. So I don't want this to be about like me. That's why I want you guys to also ask. Older women are no different than older men. I don't know if I agree. Okay. So never have I ever slept with a 90-year-old man. Never have I ever. I'm gonna give my answer as the last when you guys. Never have I ever slept with a 90-year-old man. Let me hear you guys' opinion. Not opinion, real life. Real life. We are just about being raw here. Never have I ever slept with a 90-year-old man or woman. My answer is no. Okay, what's you guys' answers? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? No, Dimas. Dimas says no, Dirty, no. Fix, no. Oh, you guys are out here acting like bad, bad. Okay, I don't want to say that word because I don't know if, yeah, I don't want to curse, but you guys are out here acting like baddies, but you haven't slept with 90-year-olds. What are you doing? Even though a 90-year-old is the age of your great grandmother. Oh my gosh. So you guys, do you have like a never have I ever, something interesting that you can ask? But still on the same topic. Okay. Never have I ever dated somebody for money. Yes, that's a real one. Never have I ever dated somebody for money. It's context. So have you been with a 90-year-old? No. No, but I don't mind. Yeah, but it's easier said than done. Especially, no. No, I have not been with a 90-year-old, but I don't mind. A 90-year-old, I think I don't mind, especially if they still have their brains to get, like they have the, the problem with dating a 90-year-old is like they have other people making decisions for them. What did I ask? Never have I ever dated somebody for money. No, never dated for money yet. Wow. When are you planning to date for money? Okay, this context who says yes, no, yes, no. Okay. Dottie says no comment. Are you in the Dottie, are you in the marriage for the money? Diamond says no. Me, my answer is no. I think I had another maybe when I'm getting into a relationship, of course, I have to kind of like, we have to have the same principles. And as I said, my non-negotiable, I don't want somebody with a child. So those are my non-negotiables, and then financial stability comes in there, but not for money, not like the one that straight up for money. Okay. Have I ever thought about getting in campus? I thought about getting into relationship just, in campus or in university or colleges, you Americans call it. There's a lot of financial problems, especially when you don't come from a privileged family. So in university, I have ever thought about getting into relationship just for somebody to maybe help me with something or something of that sort. But no, I have never thought about like getting into a long-term relationship for money. No. Wow. Wow. So you guys, I think we have already hung out. Diamonds. Never, okay, Diamond started another one. Diamond says, never have I ever had a same-sex relationship. Never. For me, no. No. Guys, answer to that. Never have I ever had a same-sex relationship. Okay? And as you answer that, I think I have never had a same-sex relationship, but I have ever touched boobs with another girl. Like, uh, so when in my teenage years, I think I must have been 13 or something of that sort. Okay, I was just getting my breasts were starting to grow or something of that sort, and of course other girls, they were starting to grow, and then we would just like maybe touch each other. But I came to learn that like maybe touching somebody's breast is like sexual, but I have never been in a same-sex relationship. So my answer is no, but I kind of like gave my explanation. Like, but I have ever touched another girl's breast. Yeah, but in my teenage years. Uh-huh. Fix no, Dotty no, Dotty D, Diamonds no, Diamonds no, yes. But the yes doesn't want me to say who. Okay. Never have I ever. Africa will never unite. Why are you so open about your life? I can be so open about my life. It's my life anyways. I can be open. I can be open, and we are being open here. Okay? So never have I ever had anal sex. Never have I ever had anal sex. Guys, write your answers. Never have I ever had anal sex. Oh my god. No one else agree. I think nobody have ever had. Some people won't even touch the topic about their teenagehood. Okay, yeah, but some people choose to talk about it. For me, okay, let me answer you. Africa will never unite. I don't believe in shame, because shame, you have to have audacity in this life, okay? And if I can't tell my story, that's shame, and I never live by shame, okay? I'm not ashamed. Okay, so I asked, never have I ever had anal sex. Let's go. Never have I ever had anal sex. Fix says, I have, a bit overrated in my opinion. Okay. Oh, same-sex relationship. Oh, you have been in you have had like same-sex relationship. Wow. Okay. I think I wouldn't want to know what it is like, but I think for women like lesbian same-sex relationship is kind of like interesting, but for men it's like gross. I can deal with lesbians, but the other way around, okay, just my opinion. Okay. Oh, Diamond says, so I asked, never have I ever had anal sex. Diamond says no. Scontetsu says no. Don't you mind your business? There you go. My answer is no. No. Oh my gosh, you guys. Which one else might be interesting? So you guys, most of you are saying no. Okay. So never have I ever had a threesome. Let's go. Never have I ever had a threesome. Don't I would like to meet your husband. He seems to be freaky. Never have I ever had a threesome. These are things that are actually very like overrated on the television. But you see, these days people are borrowing things from the television and bringing them in real life. Never have I ever had a threesome. Guys, let's go. Threesome. Have you ever had a threesome? Never have I ever had a threesome. Guys, let's go. My answer is, oh, that depends on you and Dotty D. Oh, oh my gosh, you won't be dialect, would you? Dialect? Scott says no all around. No, me too, no. I have never had a threesome. I would like, it sounds interesting, maybe. Oh, but for me, like when this, this other person is with the other person, but I see the way they do on the television, like you guys are in the same thing, the threesome stuff. But for me, it just sounds so risky. Okay. Hi. Okay. Imotesi KR2W. Welcome to the live. Welcome live. Welcome to the live. My name is Wamboy. Welcome to the live. Hi, play me the cassette. I don't have a cassette. Doti. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Diamonds, and it's not for you too. Diamonds, and it's not for you too. No, I have never had a threesome. But they keep making it seem so interesting on the television. Sometimes you feel like you might want to give it a chance, but yeah, I really don't know what I would be doing when I'm having a threesome. What would the other person be doing? Are you single? No, no, I'm not single. I'm engaged. I'm engaged. And the topic for today is like dating an older person. Would you date an older person? That's the topic for today. So my name is Wamboy. When you join the live, kindly consider subscribing and liking. Yeah, so this is the community. We are always live at 9 p.m. Okay, 9 a.m. California time. Okay, and 8 p.m. Kenyan time. Yeah, so you can convert that to your own time, to your country's time, and you can always find me here. It's content to Edgar. It's hard enough to please one woman. I'm not trying to please two. Wow. Okay. How about two men and one woman? How about that? Imoteti, where are you from? I'm from Benin Republic. I'm from Kenya. I'm from Kenya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think you're in the right place. Okay. So Edgar says it's hard to please one woman. I'm not trying to please two. Okay. So I can see that. I can see that. How about two men and one woman? Okay. Gosh, but let me tell you, right now we're just consuming so much from the television, because I have never had somebody in real life tell me that. But you know, this the whole thing about shame. People keep telling others to be ashamed or to have audacity, you know. But I think I have never met somebody in real life who have ever had a threesome. So I think I have. I don't know if I have, but yeah, Scone says two men, no. Diamonds, two men, one woman, devil's triangle. That's just nasty. Okay, see, society. Diamonds, you're so much into like the societal's expectation. So Imotesi K2WF says, do you speak French? No. I'm learning German. I don't speak. In Kenya, growing up, you're taught English, Swahili. Yeah, so I think I'm good at English and I'm learning German. So I don't speak French. Do you speak French in Benin Republic? Diamonds, two men, one woman, devil's triangle. That's just nasty. Because what will the other one be doing when? Okay. So guys, welcome all of you who have been on this live. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. So I think we are about to end this live. The topic was dating an older person. Okay, and you guys, would you date an older person? Okay, would you date an older person? So we are still asking the same question, would you date an older person? So we have gone through all those type of things that we have discussed, and if you're just joining the live, you can watch back the live and you can see all the things that we have talked about. I have actually, this was one of the most enjoyable live that I've had. Okay, this was enjoyable. Let me know, was it enjoyable for you? Okay, Dotty D, Wamboy, I love you and this channel. But I have to run. Take care of you. Bye. Bye, Dotty. I'm also getting out of here. Fix says, thank you. Was fun. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming back. Guys, consider subscribing. Consider supporting me, guys. And I really appreciate it. I don't take you for granted taking your time. And that's why, like, we will be doing some fun stuff here, like, so you guys can just be, maybe you can spend the whole other time like writing questions. You can ask me questions tomorrow. We can play the never have I ever at the end of the live. Okay, so that we can just take things easy. Life is not easy in real life, so maybe we can have some fun. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and until next time, bye. Says Team Rocket, this was fun. Love your channel. Thank you for always coming back. I'm always live at 8 p.m. Kenyan time, which is like 9 p.m. California time, West Coast time, 9 p.m. West Coast time. So that's the time that you'll find me here. And I say that because most people relate with American time than Kenyan time. So not 9 p.m. Okay, 9 a.m. California time. Okay, so you can always look for me at that time, 9 a.m. California time. Okay, so you can convert that for those in Africa, for those in Philippines, and wherever you're watching me from. You can convert that to your own time. You can share with your friends. Let's grow a community here, guys. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye bye. See you guys.